There are a few functions that PHP makes available that you might find useful. The first is the MySQL numRows function. This function will return the number of rows in a result resource variable from a query. I found this useful on occasion when I'm doing a search on a database for results and need to know the exact number to return before I loop through the result set. So again, MySQL numRows, the resource, and that will return a number. The most important function that is available to you is the MySQL escape string function. This will take a string as an argument and escape it properly to make it safe to place in a MySQL query. There are a number of ways that someone can do what's called an SQL injection attack on your script, essentially changing the query so it returns information you do not necessarily want returned. You can mitigate this by first ensuring the user you are connecting with only has limited access. But you can also help eliminate this vulnerability by using the MySQL escape string function on any unfiltered data you're using in a MySQL query string. Needless to say, we could probably go into a security discussion for some time just on MySQL vulnerabilities through poor coding. But use this rule of thumb. Never use unfiltered data in a MySQL query string. If you absolutely have to use data input from a user in a MySQL query, always use the MySQL escape string function to make that data safe for use in the query. Let's say that you have a script that allows a user to enter in their email address and then proceeds to look up their customer information using that email address. In this case, your query would need to contain that entered email address. You may be tempted to write your query like this. Select everything from customer info where email address equals, and then the posted email data that your customer filled out. If you were to research a little bit on SQL injection, you'll immediately see why this is a very, very bad thing. It would be all too easy for someone to hack your MySQL database information this way. Instead, if you do not want to otherwise filter that user data, at a minimum, you should write your query like this. Select all from customer info where email address equals, and then MySQL escape string on the user posted email address. That's going to help to eliminate most of the possible security issues with that query in particular. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to escape your user posted data before using it in your MySQL query. It is one of the worst vulnerabilities that people leave in their PHP scripts, and you want to get into the habit right now of filtering that data that's come through, at a minimum escaping the string. Finally, if you are a real neat code freak, then there is a MySQL close function that will close a MySQL database connection. You simply pass it the resource variable for the connection you want to close, and that database connection will be closed. If you're only working with one database connection in your script, however, there's no pressing need to do this. When PHP is finished executing a script, it will automatically close any open database connections. So now that you have all of the basics of MySQL to add to your PHP knowledge, you are truly ready to start creating complex, data-driven websites. The final piece of the puzzle is sessions and cookies, which I cover in the next chapter.